They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart, so in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me how our whole life, someone teaches us to play baseball, someone teaches us to ski, someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable. You don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
AMBA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Well, the reason you stay away from the stock market is because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. And you know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
What is Phil's Gang? Phil'sGang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to Phil'sGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
You are looking at somebody who's had a lot of terrible things said about me, and that's why it's important to stand up to bullies wherever they are, and why we shouldn't let anybody bully his way into the presidency. Because that is not who we are as Americans.
We shouldn't let anybody bully their way into presidency. She's the biggest bully of them all. Good afternoon. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Good afternoon. Getting closer to Christmas Eve. Exciting. We love Christmas Eve. Everybody loves Christmas Eve. And the stock market is Christmas all year round. Do you know that? That's right. The stock market is Christmas year round if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing. And most people, because they don't, and because you're relying on people to help you, these dopes who, by the way, have no fiduciary relationship with you. They could care less about you. Think about this. How scary is that? You go to work, you're 28 years old, you believe in the 401k system, you believe if I just take this money every month, put it in here, I'm going to be fine because I believe in the system. They wouldn't hurt me. But what you don't realize is your advisor, he's not there to help you. There's no fiduciary relationship between you and him.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
And that's it. That's it. How can that make you feel good? You should say, I'm going to take control. I am going to take control of myself. I'm pretty smart. I think I can figure this out. And with the technology they give you today, there is no reason that you can't do it on your own. For heaven's sakes. You're going to need a nest egg of at least $1.5 million to retire. Or at least 10 to 12 times your current income. You know, and the other thing most people don't understand is the first step is to figure out how much you're spending right now. If you're going to retire, that's the first thing you got to figure out. What am I spending right now? And by the way, you know the other thing, the biggest mistake people make going into retirement? They think they're going to slow down their spending, when in fact they increase their spending. Retirees ramp up travel. They're going to go around the world. Are you kidding? So the first step is to figure out how much you're spending right now. And you should start by creating a budget to track your expenses. Pretty simple. Now, all these experts that you see on TV, these fancy pants, their pompadour hairdos, these phonies who steal money from you, they'll tell you need 70, 80% of your retirement income. after you finish working. That's not true. You need 100%. You need at least 100% of your pre-retirement income each year for at least the first 10 years after you stop working. That's right. Because spending doesn't slow down. So most people aren't ready for retirement. Not ready for retirement. And that's sad. It really is. So I hope what I do here every day to try to reach out to you and try to tell you you have an alternative. You have an alternative. We make it easy. We just take 5 major stocks and invest in 5 stocks. That's it. That's it. How simple could that be? How simple could that be? It's not hard. It's not complicated. You say, "Oh, I got a 401k, big lie. I got a 401k. I got a big 401k. I'm gonna be fine." Are you kidding? The 401k is one of the biggest lies. Are you kidding me? 401k is a lie.
We knew there were just a ton more fees behind there somewhere, and we just had to find them.
Gerald Schneider of Bainbridge Island, Washington, fits the profile of a typical 401k investor. It's not because he's a baby boomer, Jerry is 62, or because he likes dogs. What makes Jerry a lot like the other 50 million 401k investors in America is that he just saw his 401k balance take a serious tumble. From the beginning of January 2008 to the end of March, Jerry lost $44,108. Those were investment losses that Jerry knew about. It's what he didn't know that's got him worried. After his losses, Jerry now has about $390,000 in his 401k. According to an independent audit of his account, Jerry would have tens of thousands more were it not for hidden fees.
That's the whole point. It's like, I tell my gang members when we're investing, every morning I do coffee talk at 9:30, ask them. The last thing I say to them, one of the last things I say to them, cost. Cost. You got to control your costs. You got to control it. But boy, when you listen to these guys on Wall Street, on CNBC, oh, no, don't worry about cost. You've got to control cost. You invested $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded 7% annually, you would have $945,000 retirement savings. Right? Okay. Now let's deduct 62% for fees. So it's not 62%. Where's he getting that? I was told that I only pay 1% of the I get charged 1% of the assets they manage for me. Oh, really? What a con job. So now deduct 62% for fees. You lose more than half of your fund to fees. Half of the money, half of your savings to fees. People don't understand it. They don't realize it. They don't believe it. Even the smartest, educated investors, guys from Harvard, they don't get it. They fail to focus on cost, on fees. Instead, what do they focus on? When I hear people, this drives me nuts. Dividends, dividends, dividends. I got nice paying dividends. I got nice paying dividends. Focus, I don't care. If those dividends will go like that. You focus on fees. Instead of, you focus more on this annualized returns and these dividends. Which, by the way, if you're one of those people who say, "Oh, I got nice dividends, I got nice dividends." Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about those dividends. Fees wipe them out. But you're never told that. See, on your $945,000, you're told that your total fees will be 1.25%. And some don't even tell you that. They just tell you 1% on the assets I manage. But let's take 1.25% fee, or 190. So let's go back to 945,000. Your total fees will be 1.25, or 190,000, leaving you with 745,000. But that is not true. They'll try to sell you on that, but that is not true, because there are 28 hidden administrative fees hidden in the net asset value of your 401k mutual fund. Unbelievable. That's crazy. Not the $190,000 against your $945,000 savings, but 60%. That's $585,000. Not the 190 you're told with the 1.2. See, they don't have to tell you the truth. So you're 945. You're left with $360,000. The 360 to 945, the difference, that's fees. But they don't have to tell you because they don't have a fiduciary agreement with you. We'll be right back. It is 15 past the hour on Phil's Gang. Merry Christmas.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from 1.5 trillion to 5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated, and it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgage to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, this last 1,900-point drop in the stock market scared everybody. They called it a crash. But here at Phil's Gang, we call it an opportunity. Why? Because I taught my students how to read a chart. And here's the problem in this industry. You go somewhere to learn how to drive a car, but you never go anywhere to learn how to invest in a stock. Well, you'll do that here at Phil's Gang. Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart, so in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life. Someone teaches us to play baseball. Someone teaches us to ski. Someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable. You don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
there is St. Jude.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Well, the reason you stay away from the stock market because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grande and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're talking about money, and we're talking about how time flies, meaning you're going to be facing retirement. And for most people right now, it's not going to be a great experience because you've been involved in a 401k. 401k has been a failed experience. Why? Because of cost, hidden costs. A 401k was never designed for you to retire. A 401k was designed for fees, for the guys on Wall Street to retire off of you. That's right. The original 401k was designed for the executives. It was for their perks. They put their perks in their 401k. It was a perk. Then they had their pension fund. You've been screwed and thinking that 401k is designed for you to save and you're going to have a good retirement. Because for a 401k to work, you can't take money out. And everybody takes money out. Most people that go bankrupt is because they have to, because of medical costs, unforeseen medical costs. 401ks, very few people can keep saving every week, every month, put that money away and not touch it. They can't do it. It's impossible. They're always hitting their 401k. That's why you can't retire using a 401k. So the alternative is you got to start taking care of yourself. Because the fee, first, think about it. You can never leave that money alone. It'll never happen. There's always an emergency. And then you got the other side where they're killing you with hidden fees. I mean, you can't win. And here's what drives me nuts. When I listen to these people, these planners and these money managers telling people on TV, like on CNBC, well, what you should start thinking about is cutting back. That's right, cutting back. Save. Start saving. Save. Yeah, that's right. And then when you should cut back, go back to one car. Cut back on your travel plans and you'll be fine. Because the problem is you're living longer. The problem is I'm living longer. That became a problem. I'm living longer. That's a problem. That's a hell of a problem. See, most people, you think about it, and retire, they don't consider longevity at all. People are living longer. It's that simple. You're living longer. A healthy person, an upper middle class couple that are 65 today, have a 43% chance that one or both will live to see 95. They may be divorced. I mean, living that long, I don't know, but that's it's ridiculous. I mean, that's the problem right there. That's the problem. See, and the other problem is there's no way of knowing when they give you these cute 401k plans. There's no way of knowing what's going to happen to interest rates, what's going to happen to inflation in the years to come. And for a retiree to generate, let's say, 40 grand a year, you stop work, you got to, let's say, a minimum 40 grand a year you got to generate. You're going to need savings of about 1.8 million to support a 30-year retirement. So let's think about this. If you're going to retire and think, I'm going to live 30 years, and that means you got to have $40,000 a year. That's $1.8 million. So let's say you're going to retire and go back to 20 years. So go back to 20 years. So you're going to need about $30,000 a year. You're going to still need just about $1 million. About $1 million. I mean, you got to start right now. But there's a way that you can do this, and a way that you can have peace of mind. The problem why people can't make money in the market, enough money in the market, is not just expenses. They never let you make money when a market goes down. I say this to you every day. I drive you crazy. I drive myself crazy. If I could just reach out and shake you and get you to think. Isn't it strange that the only way you can make money is the market to go up? But markets come down. They come down. We got one that's going to come down pretty soon. But they never let you make money on the way down. Why is that? That's how they make their money. So just think, when you're investing, think of the handicap. Let's be realistic. You got to make at least $1.2 million. You got to put $1.2 million aside to retire comfortably. Minimum. They're screwing you on the fees. I mean, I don't know how you're going to do it. So the best thing to do is, if I can convince you that you got to make money on the other side. You got to make money on the downside when it goes down. That's how you catch up. It's impossible. Do you realize how good you have to be as an investor to put $1 million away? Only you can buy stocks. You're handicapped by the only way you can make $1 million is you got to buy stocks. You know how good you got to be, and you know how big the fees are. So they're taking 60% of your million. You're taking 60% in fees. It's impossible. So here's what you do. You do what I have designed. It works. You take 5 stocks. You can sleep at night. When I say 5 stocks, people think I'm crazy when I say that. They don't get it. They think there's something magic about I better be an IBM rather than being RIG. I better be in Nike instead of GE. I better be in Duke Energy instead of McDonald's. See, that's what they make you think. That's not true. You have the same group of investors in every stock. If you have a brand name stock, you have the same 8 to 10 investors, the big institutions in your stock. It doesn't matter. You're not buying the company. You're not buying what they do. You're buying the money flow that's going into that company. So if you stay with just 5, you can focus on those 5. But the key is to make money when they go down. Don't you get that? If you give your broker $100,000, you already lost $50,000 because you can't make money on the way down. They don't let you. We'll be right back. 28 past the hour, Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Do you think gold is money?
No. Gold's not money? You got to be kidding. That's Ron Paul asking Ben Bernanke. Of course, Ben Bernanke lied. Of course, gold is money. But here's what he doesn't want you to know. They've been suppressing gold, trying to push gold down, because it competes with the dollar. The Federal Reserve doesn't sell gold. They sell dollars. Gold competes. Gold will dictate in a free market where interest rates should be. That's the last thing they want, because they manipulate interest rates. Now, has your broker told you that? Has your planner told you that? No. Well, I told my gang that. I explained it to them, and we positioned ourselves to be in a perfect position for gold and copper as it dropped. That's why you want to join my gang, Phil's Gang. We're right on top of this. philsgang.com. Join today. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Middle class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. You know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap. Diversify. Everything's wonderful. But my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now, because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
What is Phil's Gang? philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're talking about retirement. We're talking about how it makes no sense to think that you can put away enough money to get $40,000 a year. And let's say you're going to retire at 65 and you're going to live to 85. You need $1 million. It'll never happen for you. For one reason is because there's no fiduciary relationship. There's no law. Your money manager, your planner, your advisor, no law at all that says he has to take care of you. There's none.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
And every time We try to get a law in. Congress is bought off by Wall Street, the lobbyists. So that's number one. So you're always being lied to. You know that. They're not looking out for your interests. So the best thing to do, and the next thing is how to get you to understand that it makes no sense that you think that anybody's managing your money with those kind of fees, or let's say they're a reasonable fee, that they can make enough money for you just by buying stocks and they go up. That you're limited to that side. When Wall Street has two sides. They make money when stocks go up. They make money when stocks go down. But you're not invited to the party when stocks go down. You have to stay out of that party. You can't see that back room. You can't go to that back room. You know, like that back room. I wish I could go to that back room and see what's back there, what they're doing. No, you're not allowed back there because that's where they make the real money. But you're not one of the boys. You can't go back there. You got to just stay right where you are and believe what they tell you. So, technology has broken these handcuffs. You don't have to stay with these people. For God's sakes, you don't have to stay with them. Here, give you an example. Let's take a Chesapeake Energy. Here's a great example. Chesapeake Energy, because you're not allowed to sell short. The stock on October 19th turned from green to red. October 19th. And then we got out on December 3rd. So that's October 19th to December 3rd. Do you know that's a 38% return? It sounds so crazy, you're not going to believe it. So I'm going to say we made 10%. Because you're not going to believe it. You didn't have to know anything about Chesapeake. You didn't have to know a darn thing about the company. You don't have to know how many wells. You don't have to know what their earnings are. You don't have to know what their price to book is. You don't have to know what their free cash flow is. All this crap. Like, for example, when the guys came out the other day talking about Apple, they made you think that this guy was so smart and you needed him. Because he starts talking about the smartphone. He starts telling you about, well, you know, they lowered their estimates. Then he starts explaining why. Because he says, you know, when you look at the smartphone, unit growth, we're in a late cycle. What the hell does that mean? Its maturity goes on and says, and the comps are very difficult. And with December and March comp, those comps, you know, we're looking for maybe a growth of 40%. So where's the bottom going to be in the terms of unit growth, he says? Probably March. We'll see it in March. The bottom will be in March for the unit growth. The second half of the year, you're going to get a iPhone 7. They're going to be introducing the iPhone 7 in this next cycle. And he goes on and says, I think the most important thing is the reason that you got to hold Apple is because it's in a transition mode. And we are now focusing away from smartphones, unit growth. Instead, we're focusing on user base and monetizing user base. Your head hurts. Now, let me tell you about Apple. You don't have to know about unit growth. You don't have to know about monetizing the user base. You don't have to know about the transition. Why don't we just transition away from these big BSers and let's go and transition to what makes sense. So I'm going to put up Apple for you. Now, I know you're not going to believe Apple either. So I'm going to put Apple up on my chart right here. Apple. Okay, so Apple, it turned red, Apple, on December 9th. And that's around $117. I'll round it off. And it went down to 105. It's still red. You would have made a 10% return, and that's in, let's see, about 12 days. You would have made a 10% return. You didn't have to know about Apple monetizing. Why did you need? Who cares about monetizing? What the hell does that mean anyways? Unit growth. You think you need to know about unit growth in Apple? This is crazy. Monetizing the user base. I don't know that. I better go hire somebody. Because you got to really know about monetizing the user base. That's important. No, it's not important. What's important is did the guys that own Apple, and we'll put them up now. Let me find who they are. I'll put them up now. Let's see. I'm going to go to. All right. Let's see. What am I going to use for that symbol? Okay. I got to go to Apple. All right. Yahoo Finance. Okay. We'll see who it is. I just don't want to waste a lot of time on here. Okay. We'll go to Yahoo Finance. Let's see if we can find out. Yeah, we got enough time there. Okay, so let's go to Apple. Let me see if I can get that up here. I don't know if I can get it here quick. I don't want to use time. I don't think I can get it up that quick. No, I can't. I'll do it over the break. But my point I'm making to you is this. If you can make an Apple dropping from green to red and you haven't got to know all that nonsense, why aren't you doing it? See, the key you got to get in your head is this: the only way you're going to make money is getting the other side of the transaction that Wall Street gets, okay? And here, I'll give you an example. Today, let's say Alcoa Aluminum. Do you need to know anything about Alcoa Aluminum? Do you need to know anything about Alcoa? What it does and how they make their aluminum and price to book and price to sales and all? Of course not. Margins. So the stock turned from red to green. Let's go the other way. It turned from red to green on December 16th. Today is December 23rd. It was at $9. Today it's $10.31. $10.31. That's a 14% return. 6 days. So let's cut it in half. 7%. Let's say you don't believe me. You don't believe me. So you take your profit. But see, you've been taught to listen to these people, get those dividends, stay in there and just buy stocks. And then when the market goes, then when it starts going down against you, what do they say? So here, I'll give you an example. When it turned, Alcoa would have turned from green to red, okay, on the 14th of October, and it went from $10 down to $7.80, 10 to 7.80. That's a 22% return. All you needed to know, it turned from green to red and went down 22%. You would have put that money in your pocket. You didn't need to know anything about Alcoa. So let me give you a number. Give yourself a Christmas present. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-GANG. I know you don't believe it. I don't even know why I'm giving you a number. 877-600-GANG. Give them a call. Denise will be there. Steve will be there. They'll sign you up. Try it for just 1 month. It will make a difference in your life. Get the other side of the transaction, for God's sakes. We'll be right back. Now.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. It's Christmas season. That's right. Everybody loves Christmas, and the favorite color of Christmas is green and red. You see it everywhere. Well, that's my favorite color, too. And it's my favorite color of my gang because we have Christmas year-round. How does that happen? We have what we call PT2, a wonderful tool. It turns green when it tells us the institutions are buying a stock, and it turns red when they're taking their money out. Nothing better. Green to buy, red to sell. Oh, I know you've heard this stuff before, and it doesn't seem silly and all that, but it works. It works. It's Christmas time year-round here at Phil's Gang. It really is. Check it out. Call or go to my site, philsgang.com. Check out the PT2. You'll love it, and you're just in time because they are going to start rallying oil stocks. And when it turns green, we will be in position to buy. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters. And if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart. So in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me. Our whole life, someone teaches us to play baseball. Someone teaches us to ski. Someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable. You don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, this last 1,900-point drop in the stock market scared everybody. They called it a crash. But here at Phil's Gang, we call it an opportunity. Why? Because I taught my students how to read a chart. And here's the problem in this industry. You go somewhere to learn how to drive a car, but you never go anywhere to learn how to invest in a stock. Well, you'll do that here at Phil's Gang. Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Well, the reason you stay away from the stock market because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grande and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Give yourself a Christmas present. Join my gang, 877-600-GANG. 877-600-GANG. Denise is there, and so is Stephen. And just tell them you want to just join the gang. Just join the gang for a month and follow me. And here's my point I'm making. You'll see stories everywhere about Apple. Here's one story here. It says, trying to figure out where Apple's headed is a fool's errand. This is the most successful company on the planet. Really? How do I know that? I don't know. And it got there and stays there by outthinking everybody else. Gee, I better read all this, you're thinking. Gee, Phil, give me that. I better read that. I'm a stockholder of Apple. Better know this. Conventional wisdom says Apple is now at a crossroad. Crossroad. Oh, maybe that's what this guy meant. That's what this genius meant on CNBC when he said that he's got to monetize. Maybe I can figure out what monetizing means. Okay, he can monetize. That's what I hear he says. He said, the genius said, it's in the transition mode. We are now focusing away from smartphone and growth, unit growth. No more, they don't care how many units they sell. And they're going to focus on user-baser monetization and user-baser monetization. And they're going to focus on recurring revenue. So they say over here, conventional wisdom says Apple is now at a crossroads. So that must be it. It must be all in the word monetizing. That's what it is. Boy, I better hire one of these smart guys. What are you, nuts? That's your problem. You really think you should? You don't. Because you're only going to get one side of the transaction. Have you ever... Here, Apple's going down. What are you doing? Are you still in it? Of course you are. Well, why are you in it when it's going down? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So here, it started to drop. It turned green to red on December 9th at $115, and then it went and then it went down to $106. So that's a drop of 7%. So you lost 7%. Why didn't you make the 7%? Now here's all you got to know. One thing you haven't got to know. All you need to know who owns this thing. Who are the big guys? Let's take a look. The top institutional holders: Vanguard, $36 billion worth of this crap. State Street, $23 billion. BlackRock, Northern Trust, Bank of New York Mellon. Now, watch this. Now you're going to go and let's say you're in Intel. Let's go to Intel. Let's see who owns Intel. Let's see if I bet pretty much the same guys are in Intel. I bet you the same guys are in Intel. Pretty much. Vanguard, State Street, BlackRock. Gee, didn't we just see? We just saw them in Intel. And Apple, now they're in Intel too? Wow. So that's my point. That's my point. You follow them. Doesn't that make sense? You don't care what stock you put up. Just make sure you got a brand stock, because these are the same guys in every stock. And when they turn from green to red, it means they're taking their money out and you're going to short. And this time you're going to make money on the other side that you have not been allowed. They keep telling you cost average down, buy in the pullback, buy in the pullback. Do you know what buying on the pullback is? Buying on the pullback is so stupid. If you buy on a pullback, if a stock is at $129, right? And it goes down to 113, and then it goes back up to 117. It never made the 100. It never went up above the 119. Now it comes all the way back down to 112. So every time they tell you to buy on the pullback, that's ridiculous, because if it's at 119 and it pulls back to 115 and then it goes up, but it can't get above 119, but now it pulls back to 111, you're crazy. You don't cost average down. You're losing money. The only time you cost average down is on the way up. On the way up, if the stock's at 110 and it goes up to, let's say it goes up to 118, then it comes back to 115. Now it goes up again to 125. You see? You add on the way up, never on the way down, cost averaging down. They do that so that you will hold up Apple while the institutions, the buyers, the big guys, can get out. They get out. That's how it works. But you don't know that, and you're not going to believe me. You're not going to believe me. So again, I don't care what stock you look at. We'll look at. Let's go look at. We'll go look. Let's say we look at IBM. I gave you Intel already. Let's do IBM. Let's see who's in IBM. Okay, IBM. Let's see who's in there. I bet they're the same people, major holders. Here they are. Vanguard again. BlackRock again. You see what I'm trying to tell you? You got to get the other side, and that's what we're here for. So you join my gang, try it for a month, and I swear you're going to say, I wish I did this before. I wish I did this before. All this crap you hear from them. And here, look, it says conventional wisdom says Apple is now at a crossroads. The company is so reliant on the iPhone, on track to sell some 231 million units this year, generating roughly 63% of its revenues and likely even more of its profit. That has become vulnerable. Morgan Stanley, Kathy Hubert, who screwed you in the dot-coms, who screwed you in the housing con. Okay, now And then and she says, arguably the most successful consumer product of all time. Of all time. And, I don't need to know. I don't need to know from her. I don't need to know from Kathy Huberty at Morgan Stanley what the hell she's saying. I don't want to know anything she's saying. I don't want to know her name. I don't want to see her picture. I don't want to know nothing unless she's behind bars. All I want to know is the darn thing, has it gone from green to red? That's all I want to know. Now you got the other side. So now, from now on, when you put $50,000 in the market, you don't lose $25,000. Doesn't that make sense? If you put $50,000 in to invest, don't you understand how you're losing half of it if you only can make money on the way up? Most people don't get that. So, please make a Christmas present to yourself. Get your kids. Get your kids to do it. Get your kids to do it. Their brains haven't been poisoned with dividends and all this crap. You give me any kid that doesn't know anything about the Wall Street Journal, doesn't go to CNBC, doesn't know nothing, and have him stay with me for a month. You can retire off of him when he's 16. He'll be retired. You can go with him. Look, it's been 3,460 days we've been at zero interest. It's been now 7 days against 3,460 days at zero. We've been up 25 basis points for 7 days. Doesn't something sound wrong there? How could we be at 3,460 days at zero interest? How could we be at zero interest for that many days? Something's wrong. Yes, you know what's wrong? Because by keeping interest rates at 3,460, a small segment, 5% of the population, got so rich it's incredible. While Main Street, they got you in savings, other fixed income, and they got you in your 401k, you're not making nothing. Now, here's the real problem. The real problem is nobody's thinking about, remember when you had that drop in the market in August, 6-day drop? 6-day drop, 1,900 points. It was all because earnings are contracting. Now earnings are contracting even more. But guess what? They can't do stock buybacks anymore to move the stock up to cover those contracting earnings. So what's going to happen? This market is going to drop like a flying crowbar. Why? Because 10% growth in China every year grew. China 10% grew. China grew 10%. China grows 10%. How do you think we did so well? China's not growing 10% anymore. It's not growing anymore. So the only way the stock market, we're so spoiled now, the only way the stock market can stay up is through financial engineering, either by this quantitative easing, they cheat with the accounting, and all you need is it red or green. That's all you need. Please learn how to make money on the backside when it goes down. Call now, 877-600-GANG, and that'll be the best New Year you ever had.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make my dreams.
Do you think gold is money?